Hi guys, another spring is almost here. I don't know which one. How old were you when we got the car? 14 or you were still 13?
I think I was 13.
So we got it in 2021 in the fall. This is the third spring that we are expecting to come and the car is still not ready. For those of you who don't know and who keep blaming us, Nick is with me every other weekend and we don't work every time he's here because we have to also do other things. So anyway, we're here again today. The weather is quite nice today, but it's muddy outside, so we made a mess of the yard by bringing the car in. Yeah, the last time we worked on the left side, Nick cleaned and painted the wheel wells inside, front and back. And in the meantime, I made a rail for underneath that was totally smashed on the other side. Now we have the same here on this side. Also on that side, there was a piece of metal from the floor that was cut out. Somebody tried to repair that rail from inside, but they couldn't. But anyway, we fixed that patch. And now we're on this side. We're gonna have to do the same thing. Nick is gonna start cleaning up the wheel wells. We're gonna check the door. Hopefully this side is better than the other side. I think it is. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, definitely here we don't need to do anything on the door. Oh, I'm happy. We are already making progress today. We don't need to do anything on the door. What we have to do then is deal with the rail underneath. We have to make a patch for the floor. This side has a rust patch on the floor that needs to be done there. And and then we're gonna be done with the metal work. Like, are you telling me that the rail is the last metal work and the patch on the floor? Wow. Okay. And that doesn't mean that we are anywhere close to be done. We have to rebuild the suspension, all four corners. We need to deal with brakes. And of course, soon when the weather allows, we're gonna start doing a little bit of body work. Nick started here last summer, but it was too hot outside. But we're gonna do a little bit of body work. Anyways, so without further ado, let's get crack-a-lacking. All right, so the car is on jack stands and let me show you now what I'm talking about. So the only rusty hole on the whole floor was here for whatever reason. So that needs patching. And let me show you underneath. This is the rail that I'm talking about that has been smashed. So if you haven't seen the previous episode, we already repaired the other side, but it was the same. So I'm not sure if this is forklift. How did they smash it like that? Is it from a jack? I have no idea. But when we cut out the other one, turned out the metal was like really flimsy. So I don't think this is a very structural piece. The structure is inside the seal here, inside the rocker. So we know the drill here. I'm not gonna show you way too much of that. I'm just gonna cut out the old rail. We have 16 gauge metal that we're gonna bend a new rail out of, and we're gonna replace it here. This is where there is a joint. This piece looks okay. This one maybe is a little bit rusted here, but we will see if we need to repair this piece. Looks like just a little bit. Anyway, the problem on this side is that we have these brackets that hold the brake lines and the fuel lines. So we're gonna have to remove these, and we have to be careful not to cut any of the lines, right? Other than that, it looks pretty good. This is where the rusty hole is at the bottom. So we're gonna make the repair from the top. So that's it. Like I said, I'm gonna just start working on it, and I'm gonna be giving you updates every once in a while because we've already done that. Well, Nicola doesn't have anything better to do than finding more holes. Like, I'm pretty sure we've seen it before, but we forgot about it, I guess. I don't know. So more metal work. That's for you. You need to make this patch. All right, so remove the bracket that holds the headlight. And this is the problem that we have in this corner. So Nick is gonna repair that. He started cleaning here. I think he's almost done, ready for painting, but we need to make this repair. So we made a template together. So that's, yeah, he's gonna cut it out. That's how it fits. And Nick is gonna make it now out of metal, and he's gonna do this repair all on his own. Good luck.
Thanks.
Right, actually there's more than one hole here. There's this one as well. So I'm trying to figure out, let me bring some more light. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, and it looks like there's 3 layers of metal, one coming up from there all the way to here. You see where it ends, like that. Then there's this transmission tunnel that comes down, comes this way, and it ends here, I believe. And then there's this part of the floor that overlaps the other 2 pieces. So we're gonna have to fix them all. At least maybe this one is not rusted, the transmission tunnel, but depends how far this is rusted. So we're gonna look at that underneath. The problem is here we have the lines, so we're gonna have to unhook them from the floor and try to space them up a little bit from the floor so we can make cuts here, and we're gonna figure out what needs to be repaired, what not. But yeah, it is more than what I expected. Okay, this is what he made. So now we marked more or less where it's gonna go, but we were just discussing this, that as we are removing metal now to replace it, this thing is gonna go lower. So that's why we have 2 lines. I told him to cut on the inner line, and then slowly we're gonna creep up, and maybe this we're gonna shorten a little bit to make them match. So he's gonna take a little bit longer with this, but he's gonna do it on his own. Are you ready to show your creation?
Sure. Nothing special.
Okay. So he made it so it is, the shape matches. These flanges now don't match perfectly, but what I'm telling him is he can tuck it here, 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 and there, and then with the hammer he can gently tap on this side, tap on the other side, and make them match the curve perfectly. Good job, Nick. And in the meantime, I'm making this little hole much bigger. Yeah, it was all pitted metal and rotten metal, so I still have to get rid of this corner here and a little bit here. I removed the whole thing from underneath. I removed the whole smashed plate from underneath, or rail. These are the remainings of it. I cut it in multiple pieces. Pushed out the brake lines and the fuel lines a little bit away from the floor with this piece of wood, but still I need to get rid of more of this rail remaining pieces. But yeah, we're getting there. All right, so we did a lot of repairs here and it doesn't really show. So this rail or whatever had a hole here, so I cut out a patch of it. This piece I'm talking about, but in this area because it extends. So first I repaired that patch, then we put this piece here, this piece, and just finished restoring this corner of the transmission tunnel. And now what I need to do is to extend the floor like this, and join it there. But we ran out of sheet metal and out of time because we have to finish for today. So we're gonna continue next time, but that's the last patch that I need to make, just to extend this floor all the way to here. Underneath, I repaired this. There was a rotten hole here and on the other one, so I replaced part of it with 16 gauge metal here as well. So we're kind of ready for the rail underneath, but that's gonna happen next time. Nicola finished that patch in the wheel well in the engine bay, and we didn't film a lot of it. I'm sorry. He did a good job. Overground it a little bit, so he needed to patch a little bit more, but it worked great. And now he painted it, and now he's painting here the wheel well inside, and we're gonna be done. He didn't grind this side of this. I told him to leave it alone because it's gonna be in the wheel well, nobody's gonna see it, and that's it. All right, it's another week, actually 2 weeks later, and we're back on the Mazda, and today we have a little bit different arrangement here because we have way too many projects. So we squeezed this TR3 here in front of the bench. We still have a little bit of room to go to the bench, but not much. Hi. And this part of the garage is still in the same condition, but yeah, way too many projects and none of them can go outside, and we have no storage, so that's how we work today, but it is actually pretty comfortable. So Nick continues with this wheel well. Last time he cleaned up this one and painted it, so this is the last one. He's gonna clean it and paint it, and in the meantime I continue working with this patch inside. I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna weld it, and then we're gonna have to do the rail underneath, and I believe that's gonna be the end of the, let's say, the rough metal work. Maybe there's a little bit here and there that we still need to weld, but the main repairs that need to be done, this is gonna be the last one underneath. Like here, for example, Nick just found out that we didn't weld this, so we have to weld it, and we might find little things like that here and there. So that's where we are, just giving you a little update, not much to show. Are you comfortable down there?
Yeah.
Are you wearing your seatbelt?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can call this repair complete. I just need to paint it, and we're down here. I grounded very little. It is what it is. If it pokes through the carpet inside, well, that's Nick's girlfriend's problem, not mine. And it's painted. So now it's time to go under the car and start dealing with that rail. And when I had this patch painted on the back and I was waiting for it to dry before I welded it, I made this as well. I cut the 16 gauge metal here and marked where we have to make the bends, just like the other side. If you remember, on the other side somehow I had the wrong measurements, so it needs to be 1.5 tall and 2.5 wide. For whatever reason I measured somehow 2, 3 and 2, and that's how we did it on the other side. I guess it's gonna be more solid, so that's how we're gonna do this side as well. 2, 3, 2 and 3/4 flanges on the side. This time though, I'm not gonna try to bend it myself. Last time I really struggled with it. It's pretty solid metal with 16 gauge. So this time Nick is gonna help me. I'm just gonna clean up here a little bit around the brake. It's a mess. Oh my god. Oh, I have an overdrive transmission here. Maybe David forgot it's here, so I should put it in my basement. What overdrive transmission? I don't know what you're talking about.
Never really know what's going on.
I guess I never showed you the big vise that my friend Eugene gave me. Perfect for here. So now we have something to finish the rail. But you notice something with this vise? It's a little bit asymmetrical, right? Guess why? He broke it. Can you imagine? What can you possibly do to break such a vise? So I think he broke this part and then he ground this part to make it even. But it's missing a big chunk from here. How do you break a vise like that, Eugene? Like, tell me.
Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show.
I think that's it. I'm gonna go fit it, get it ready for welding, and we're gonna paint it, and that's where we're gonna stop for today. And tomorrow, when it's nice and dry, we're gonna weld it on the car. Nick, in the meantime, cleaned up this wheel well, nicely, and now he's just rust converting just a few little rust spots like here and there, and then he's gonna paint it. Okay, so it's the next day. It's nice and dry now, and this is how we made cuts here and bend it a little bit in to match the old size, because the brackets underneath are the old size. So I'm gonna fit it now, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like. We're not drilling holes here because we're gonna plug weld it from inside. We have the holes in the floor, the ones from the old plug welds. Oh, I need to make another one or two here towards this end, right? 1, 2, and 1 here. All right, so this is how it fits. I like it. This gap here, we're gonna either push the floor down, or we're gonna put a piece of wood here, and with the jack we're gonna jack it up. But first I'm gonna tack it in the two corners just so it stays up, and then with the jack we're gonna be pushing up. From above we're gonna be pressing down. Actually, before I forget, I'm gonna take it out again, and I'm gonna drill 2 holes for draining, because I forgot on the other side, and then I had to do it from underneath the car. But believe me, it's easier on the drill press. All right, so that looks good. You can see the plug welds ended up right in the corner here, but they're good. Only here, this is under this rail that is on top of the floor. So here I had to do those welds on the outside, but the rest is just perfect. So I'm gonna paint it now. I'm gonna paint this as well, and here. And I believe that this was the last, like I said, the last big component that needed to be replaced. So hopefully we're not gonna find anything else, but next time we're gonna lift the car up as high as possible, all 4 corners, and I'm gonna go underneath and I'm gonna inspect everywhere, like here, for example. So this is solid, but if there's something somewhere else, I believe there's nothing else. But there's also areas like here that I said before that I'm gonna weld from underneath. I don't know if you see, yeah, like here that I said I'm gonna weld from underneath. So now it's the time to weld from underneath, but I wanna really lift up the car as high as possible so I have more room. So for now I'm just gonna paint this so it doesn't rust, and we're gonna call this a video, I guess, because today we don't have much time to work. We need to go somewhere with Nick, but I'm really happy with the progress. All right, that's what she looks like, almost finished. So, are you happy, Nick?
Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah, soon we're gonna be into mechanical. I mean, we're gonna be rebuilding suspension, fixing brakes and all that. We need to assemble the interior at some point, so it is becoming interesting. And when the weather allows, we're gonna start prepping it for paint as well, because that's gonna be a big job for us. We're not experienced in that, so we'll see. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, subscribing and sharing, and supporting us on Patreon and PayPal and all other ways that you find to support us. That's really, really appreciated. Thank you so much. So
Thank you. Bye bye.
thanks for watching. Bye.